Everybody got ID on them?
Absolutely got ID.
Absolutely need to see it. So I see.
I guarantee it. You see what? What are you seeing?
Just you're here wanting some.
No.
If you don't give me personal identifying information when I ask for it, you'll
Dude,
get locked up.
I know my right.
I wanted to talk slick a minute ago. What's your name?
Can you back away from me?
I cannot. What's your name?
Well,
you're about to get locked up.
How
Tell
am
me
I
your
gonna
name.
get locked up for
I'm
not
gonna lock you
ID?
up.
For not ID.
I'm gonna lock you up.
For not ID.
That's exactly right. So how am I a tyrant?
Because you pressed up on me talking about arresting me for failure to ID.
Which I'm going
When
to
there's
do.
no such statute in North Carolina.
There is. You're wrong.
He knows.
You're wrong.
Yeah, okay, okay.
You're both wrong.
Learn the law before you try to teach me.
I know the law. I know it better than you and you.
All you got to do is leave.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving, I said.
Are you sure?
I'm leaving.
No.
Hello, and welcome back to Legal Dissent, where we evaluate your constitutional rights before they're taken away. Thank you all for joining us, and as always, if you enjoy our content, please do consider subscribing, liking this video, and interacting with us in the comments below. It really does help us out a lot in the YouTube algorithm. A subscriber sent this video in via Facebook. If you have a video you would like us to evaluate, send it our way. All of our contact information, as well as the links to the original video, channel, case law, statutes, and any other sources we use are located in the description below. I'd like to preface this with the fact that I did have a brief conversation with North Carolina Tyrant Hunter via email and asked for supporting documentation, such as the police report, charging documents, and his sentencing document. He was not able to provide them at the time, but said he would try to get them to me as soon as possible. So, for this video, I will be making some assumptions and will update the video later on if the documentation changes the result of the analysis. North Carolina Tyrant Hunter uploaded a video on August 19th, 2021 of when he was arrested for allegedly trespassing and resisting by refusing to identify himself while he was conducting a First Amendment audit at the North Carolina Army National Guard Armory in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. All of the captions and text included in the video were created on the original film by North Carolina Tyrant Hunter. He and another auditor are filming as Officer Bachelor approaches them.
Something I can help y'all with?
Did we ask for any help?
Huh?
Did we ask for help?
No, sir. You sure did.
All right then.
All right.
That should tell you something.
Everybody got ID on them?
Absolutely got ID.
Absolutely need to see it.
Absolutely not happening.
Yes, sir.
I doubt it.
Yeah. So look.
You know better than that.
What's your purpose?
We got these shiny new cameras for Christmas. We figured we would come out here and use them.
Why here?
Why not?
Just asking why here.
It would be better than filming that house.
Yeah, that's a private residence over there.
Okay. So you feel like it's more appropriate to film an armory?
Today, absolutely. At this time, yeah.
At this time?
Yep.
Okay. Where y'all from?
It don't matter where we're from, man.
It don't?
Nope. I'm from Jupiter.
From Jupiter?
Yep.
Well, that's a really cute answer. So I see.
I guarantee it. You see what? What are you seeing?
You're here wanting some attention.
No,
Okay.
no, we're not wanting attention. We want to be left alone and let us do our job.
No, that's not the case. And I think you and I both know that.
No, it is the case. If they hadn't called you, we would have been here 10 more minutes probably and we'd have been gone.
Okay. Well, they have a reason to be concerned.
Absolutely. I would be concerned if they wasn't concerned.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, here's the deal. You're parked on the city easement. So
Absolutely, I sure am. Which is 100% legal.
Okay. Need to see ID.
You're not getting it.
Okay.
Oh, that's cute. Go ahead and get them, man. My shit's been run so many times.
Sit here all you want to.
I know I am.
Yep.
North Carolina Tyrant Hunter has parked his truck right next to him on the easement, according to the officer. We'll talk more about this later on. I will quickly note that I'm not a huge fan of parking your vehicle where it's easy for the officers to run your plates. As the license plate is exposed to the public view, it has no reasonable expectation of privacy, and they are able to use that. I don't see a lot of purpose behind refusing to identify if you're just going to leave your truck in plain sight, which the officer then uses to run his plates. Several minutes goes by, and Officer Roland, who is no longer with the police department, arrives on the scene.
What's your name, sir?
Officer.
That one.
Officer.
You're not going to identify? Ain't that in your policy?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, what is your name?
You talking to me?
Absolutely. Am I looking at you?
I can't really tell.
Okay, well, you need to take the glasses off then. Officer what?
I'm Officer Roland. What's your name?
Roland.
What's your name? Listen, in the state of North Carolina, if you don't give me personal identifying information when I ask for it, you'll
Dude,
get locked up.
I know my rights. Lock me up for failure to ID would be a bad move on you, Big Daddy.
No.
North Carolina ain't got no ID statute. No, they don't. Read it to me. Read it to me then. Give me 6 feet. You ain't got no mask on.
What is your name?
He's already got my name.
I'm asking you.
You're not. I'm not
No,
telling
you wanted to talk slick a minute ago. What's your name?
Can you back away from me?
I cannot. What's your name?
Well,
You're about to get locked up.
How
Tell
am
me
I
your
gonna
name.
get locked up for
'Cause I'm
not
gonna lock you
idea?
up.
For not idea.
I'm gonna lock you up.
For not idea.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
On both of these cameras, you're gonna get locked up for not
Okay.
telling me who you are.
He knows
This is
who
the
I am.
last time I'm gonna ask
He
you.
knows who I am. He's got my name. It's no ID statute.
Sit tight.
I'm gonna sit tight. Am I detained? Are you detaining me? And then I'm free to stay. I'm free to stay.
Free to go anytime.
And I'm free to stay then.
There are no stop and identify statutes in North Carolina. The only statute that compels identification is North Carolina General Statute Section 20-29, but that only applies to people operating motor vehicles. Regardless, any statute that exists anywhere in the United States is bound by the limits of the Fourth Amendment's protection against unreasonable searches and seizures, which, as held by the United States Supreme Court in Terry v. Ohio, requires that the officer has reasonable, articulable suspicion that you are involved in criminal activity. That being said, North Carolina has a catch-all resisting officer statute in Section 14-223. This statute has been used in a plethora of cases to validate an arrest of an individual who fails to identify when officers have reasonable, articulable suspicion of criminal activity. Therefore, this officer is wrong. Him simply asking for identification does not allow him to lock someone up. He still must satisfy the Terry stop requirements, and the individual must be legally detained, which North Carolina Tyrant Hunter is not detained at this point. Officer Bachelor clearly states that he is not detained and he is free to go. So, if this encounter right here is why he was charged with resisting an officer, then I believe that this is an illegal charge because he is not detained and not suspected of any crime other than allegedly wanting attention. A supervisor now arrives on the scene.
Yeah, I got one. Finding tyrants like you. And that one right there. I said finding tyrants like you. You just pressed on. Yes, I do. You just pressed up on me, trying to intimidate me. It don't work.
How am I? You're not intimidating me either, buddy.
I'm not trying to.
Okay. So how am I a tyrant?
Because you pressed up on me, talking about arresting me for failure to ID.
Which I'm going.
When
to
there's
do.
no such statute in North Carolina.
There is.
What is it? What is it then? What is it? You tell it to me.
I'm telling you.
I know the laws in North Carolina.
You apparently don't, sir.
Evidently I do. That's why you're a tyrant, because you know there's no statute. You just hope I don't know.
No, that's inaccurate.
That is absolutely true, 100%.
The only time you can ask for ID is if we're suspected of a crime or have committed a crime.
You're wrong.
He knows.
You're wrong.
Yeah, okay, okay.
You're both wrong.
We've done this 100 times.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, we know it.
You don't think we
You've done it
know?
with me 100
I
times.
used to be a policeman.
No, we can.
You've done it with me 100
If you want to
times.
be
I don't believe you.
if you want to be a tyrant,
Do or not.
if you want to be a tyrant and arrest me for failure to ID, go ahead.
I got 40 years civil service, 6 years Coast Guard.
Okay.
So we do work. And
None
I
of
ain't
that.
got to work now because I done pulled my time.
None of that matters to me, sir.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, he
That's
don't
the
care.
credibility
He don't
behind
care
my
that
work.
it's illegal to do that.
Credibility would be in just answering a simple question. If you were an officer,
Like
you
what?
would know that.
I know that.
Answer what
we don't have
question?
to ID unless we're suspected
I'm
of
not
a
looking
crime
at you, which
or
means I'm
committed
not
a crime.
talking to you.
But I'm
The
free to
same
talk.
thing you gave me, I'm giving back to you
I'm a
now.
free American, dude. I can talk
You
when I
get
get
what I'm
ready.
saying?
I heard you.
But I'm going to treat you the same way you treat me, buddy.
You come up
That
on
don't have
me.
anything to do
You
with
pressed
North
up on
Carolina
me.
General
You pressed up
Statute.
on me. I didn't
pressed up on
approach you.
anything.
Dude, it's on camera.
I asked you for your name.
No, you pressed up on me. You
Listen,
got a
this
feet.
right here
You got a
ain't pressed
foot.
up
No,
on
you was
see
a
this?
foot from
I'm
me.
doing the same thing again.
You was a foot from
This
me.
is where I was a minute ago.
And you need
I'm
to give
doing
me
the same
6
thing.
feet. You don't
I
have no mask
what,
on.
What general statute is that?
That's not a statute.
Okay, it's not law.
Stop pressing up on me,
It's
man.
not law.
Stop pressing up on me. Hey, cuz, you need to come get this dog over here.
The encounter kind of devolves into a shouting match and continues on until an unknown military personnel tells them from the fence that he wants their vehicles removed from their property.
Hey, this guy's got something he wants to say.
I'm on the easement. It's not your property.
Sir, you either on state property or you on city
It's an
property.
easement. It's what it is. I got.
Easement is city property.
I know which I'm like.
Okay,
I'm
then
entitled.
You've been asked to leave.
I'm entitled to be right here.
You've been asked to leave.
Okay,
Sir,
so
if you want to
we're
be a
asking you
tyrant,
to
if you
leave.
want to be a tyrant, you can be a
You've been
tyrant
asked to
too.
leave the property.
We're asking
Or
you to
what?
leave.
The next course of recall is to be charged with trespassing.
How you gonna trespass me from public
Because
property? I'm
you've been
talking. I'm
asked
talking
by
to this
one
man right here.
property owner
Now I'm
and
telling
the
you.
other.
Hang on, calm down a little bit. Newton, is it
Leave.
Newton? Newton, Norton.
Leave.
I'm sorry. Hang
You're
on.
being told to leave now.
Let me. Can I
It's
talk?
simple.
Can I
Last
talk?
stop
No,
leave.
it's that simple.
You bout
Leave.
it's simple.
That's all
Last
you got to
opportunity.
do.
Get in your truck and go.
So y'all gonna arrest me for being on public property?
We're going to
You're
arrest you
not
for
on public
trespassing.
property.
What is, sir?
You're
What is this?
trespassing. You're on his
This is on
property.
public. This is.
That's state property. Belongs
It
to
goes
North
from
Carolina
15.
National Guard.
It goes from 15
No,
to the
sir, you better
center.
go check your ordinance.
I'm telling you, it does.
Not in
15
Roanoke
from the
Rapids,
center
it does
line.
not.
You're going
You
to
need to
get
go check
arrested.
it again.
We're gonna have a
Learn the law before you try to teach me
I know the
about
law. I know
Get
it
in
better
your
than
truck
you,
and go.
you and you.
All
One,
you got to do is leave.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I said.
Are you sure?
I'm leaving.
No.
We're now getting into property law in regard to public easements, which was my least favorite class in law school. An easement is a right to use land belonging to another, which is generally created by a deed. An easement in gross is to benefit an entity such as a person, company, government, or the public, etc. This would be the type of easement that utilities fall under. Remember that we mentioned above that easements are typically granted by deeds. Those that are not recorded by deed have no standard dimension. So even if you've heard that a public easement is 15 feet from the center line, it may not necessarily be true. For example, North Carolina Department of Transportation maintain roads that do not have formal easement documents, which are most secondary state roads. 14th Street in Roanoke Rapids appears to be one of these roads without a specified deed for the easement. These roads extend the easement within the limits of maintenance, typically as pictured here from the back of a ditch to the other ditch. So without doing an actual survey, the question would be, are the auditors and their truck on the easement, meaning the publicly maintained area adjacent to the road, or are they beyond that? And that I cannot honestly definitively answer. I do believe that he has multiple defenses to win this at the appellate level, but according to North Carolina Tyrant Hunter, he was convicted on the 19th via a bench trial and sentenced to 60 days in jail. He is now out on an appeal bond as he is appealing this decision. I believe the appeal will revolve less around the First Amendment issues and more around the issue of was he on the easement or was he beyond the easement encroaching upon the land operated by the armory. My non-legal advice to North Carolina Tyrant Hunter is to stake out the place until the Department of Transportation crews come back around, and then he can record and document exactly what areas they maintain, thus creating the boundaries of the easement. However, he's in a bit of a pickle because most appellate courts only look at questions of law and grant large deference to the district court when it comes to questions of fact. What do you think? From the pictures and video, are you able to tell where the maintenance limit is? Do you think they were wrongfully arrested and convicted? Let us know in the comments below. And remember that no matter who you are, you have value and you have rights. Do not be afraid to use them, and we'll see you next time right here on Legal Dissent.